Coming up on AgweekTV, the U.S. Ag Secretary announces plans to strengthen trade. A South Dakota farm keeps things poppin' with their specialty crop.
We'll visit with an 11-year-old beekeeper in North Dakota.
And a Wisconsin FFA chapter has an unusual fundraiser teaching about where cranberries come from. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. U.S. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack announced the Ag Department's next steps in strengthening the nation's ag trade. This includes 2024 USDA trade missions to Korea, India, Canada, Colombia, Vietnam, and Morocco. Last year, U.S. ag exports hit a record $196 billion.
These are important, I think, important steps that we're taking in terms of trade. And I think it's important for us to understand that there's always a conversation about trade agreements, but there is a tremendous amount of work that happens behind the scenes in terms of trade wins and the ability to open up markets to reduce barriers.
Vilsack also spoke on the new Regional Agriculture Promotion Program. The regulations for that program were released on November 17th. Business is poppin' for Karma's Corn, a popcorn company located in White, South Dakota. The Burnt family grows, pops, and packages all their homegrown products. We take a closer look in this week's AgWeek cover story.
It all started with a trip to the state fair in 2019.
I sat down and I watched the kettle corn company popping popcorn, and I wanted to buy one of them big machines, and I ended up with one.
Chris thought he would use the machine just for fun, but his wife Karma saw the potential business opportunity they could add to their crop farm.
I thought it was too expensive to just use for whenever he wanted, so I said, we're going to make this a business.
They soon opened a commercial kitchen space and bought a few newer and larger popcorn poppers. They began selling their popcorn at several events and retail locations throughout North and South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota.
And so now we have two this size, and so one's in a trailer and that we travel around with, and then this one stays here right at the building, and then our original popper is in a second trailer.
Now they grow up to 30 acres of two different varieties of popcorn a year.
I raise this butter kernel kind, and then I raise a mushroom type.
Popcorn averages 2,000 to 4,000 pounds per acre, so 30 acres is more than enough popcorn to get the business throughout the year.
You could probably get more if you put it under irrigation and really good heavy soil, but I just put it on where I have a spot and go from there.
It's different than growing your traditional field corn.
Popcorn has a small ear. It's non-GMO. It's not genetically altered in any way. In fact, there isn't any hybrids out there, to my knowledge, new hybrids for popcorn.
The Burnt family works to bring a farm-to-table educational experience to their customers.
When we started doing farmers markets, I noticed that people really liked to know where their food came from. And so I really touted the fact that we grew our own popcorn, and people loved that aspect of it.
You can read more in the next Ag Week magazine and at agweek.com. A family in South Central Minnesota is marketing its unique products right on their farm. The Wright family's farm near Hutchinson has a small on-farm store that's packed with Minnesota products, many from their own farm. They started out selling their beef. Then they discovered miniature straw bales are very popular for holiday decorating, so they started making and selling them. Then they planted a 10-acre organic orchard of aronia berries. Paul Wright says they opened their store to sell their own products.
And there was other success stories happening, across the state and beyond about small stores on the farm and consumers really wanting to know where their food comes from and being able to ask some of those questions.
The farm also has dairy cows and sells Fieldgate cheese made from their milk at a nearby co-op. And they've started growing multicolored popcorn.
Coming up on AgweekTV, we'll meet an 11-year-old that's thankful for bees.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork. At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. service techs. Come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single healthcare, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
Grain handling and storage projects done efficient, reliable, and hassle-free. With the one-stop shop of advanced grain handling systems. Get better test weights and less crop damage with their continuous mixed-flow grain dryers from Grain Handler and Nico. Get grain bins built to last from West Steel and Sioux Steel. Advanced Grain customizes each project to maximize your farm production. Contact Advanced Grain Handling Systems in Mayville for a free quote and site consultation.
Getting down to business on the farm means hitting the office early, making sure your team's ready to go, getting updates from the field, and talking with your management team. At Bremer Bank, we understand the business of farming and how to protect and grow your operation so you can be sure your present and your future are in good hands.
When it comes to grain storage and handling solutions, one call does it all. Gateway Building Systems is one of the largest Brock bin dealers in the U.S. Our expert team is dedicated to creating a customized plan for your future success. Expanding your operation has never been easier with our range of Brock solid bins, grain dryers, conveyors, and more. As your trusted partner, we are committed to serving the needs of farmers. Take the first step toward success and call Gateway Building Systems today.
So in 2017, RTD developed a thing called Whip Drain, and it is a drainage and aeration platform for many types of stockpiles. Sand or aggregates, sugar beets or potatoes. We can drain the water away from the product, and we can also force air into the platform and aerate the whole bottom of it. We've designed it so you can operate 988 cat loaders. I think they weigh about 140,000 pounds. Whip Drain is engineered to withstand that type of treatment.
Every year at this time, we look at some of the things that make people thankful for ag. I traveled to Hatton, North Dakota to meet Rhett Phillips, who's thankful for his unusual hobby.
Rhett Phelps may look like a typical 11-year-old boy, but one of his hobbies sets him apart. His hobby? Beekeeping.
When I was 3, I went with my dad to the California almond orchards, and I've just kind of kept doing them ever since.
Rhett tends to 40 beehives on his family's property, each hive housing anywhere from 60 to 80,000 bees. While Rhett enjoys many things about being a beekeeper, seeing the bees' hard work in producing honey is one of his favorites.
Going out to the yard, seeing how well they're doing, extracting the honey.
After Rhett extracts the honey, he bottles it himself. He offers the homegrown honey at a bakery by his home as well as farmers markets.
A local bakery in Hatton, due north. The lady there, she's helped me sell honey. I sell honey to her to make goods. She also has some of our jars to sell.
Beekeeping can be a taxing, labor-intensive job. Rhett doesn't enjoy the summer heat when he's in his bee suit working out at the hives. And in the springtime, he misses his shut-eye.
It's like the middle of the summer, getting up and doing it on the 100-degree day and lifting heavy supers onto hives. And then during the spring, it's usually just getting up for me at least.
Rhett has had many help him along the way and is thankful for everyone who has helped him become the beekeeper he is today.
My dad's friend, Bob, he lives in Sharon. He's helped me extract before, and he's just helped all around to keep them healthy. My dad's other friend, Nick Strummy, he's helped me extract this year, and he's just been a really good help. Christy at the bakery, she's helped sell my honey, and she's bought a lot of my honey for me. My teachers, they've also helped a lot. Yeah, I'm pretty thankful for it.
Rhett has a Facebook page for those interested in buying his honey. One Minnesota couple is thankful that FFA is a family affair. Val Arsvold is executive director of the Minnesota FFA Foundation, and her husband Paul is an ag teacher and FFA advisor in Plainview, Minnesota. In fact, they met at an FFA convention in high school. All of their 5 kids have been involved in FFA.
So I got to do the trips with them. And then, of course, with Val's involvement, there's been lots of times where it's been a family affair. And so that has been a very rewarding part of this career.
Val Arsvold says while FFA has been great for their family, she says it's an important part of many young lives.
FFA has opportunities that are endless. You know, everything from developing skills that will help you as an individual better understand yourself to preparing you for careers in agriculture and careers outside of agriculture. And just in general, it's about being part of something bigger than yourself.
The Arvolds have worked in FFA for about 30 years. 6 young people from across South Dakota are getting a head start at growing their cattle herds. It's part of a livestock breeding program from the South Dakota Farmers Union.
8th grader Jade Tweet from Beeresford, South Dakota is working towards building up her own cattle herd. Thanks to the Farmers Union, she is one heifer closer to reaching her goals.
I was really surprised because I was kind of looking forward to getting a heifer this year. And then when I found out that I got one from Farmers Union and didn't have to pay for it, I was really glad.
The Herd Builder program gives young producers a leg up in the livestock industry.
The reason we started it, when you look at the prices of buying or leasing land, young producers need that equity to get the required capital necessary. And so by starting their herds early, they can hopefully build up some of that equity that they'll need later, or provide them funds to go to a secondary education.
This year, they gave away 3 heifers and 3 goats.
We award them to kids that are working on the farm, that they are hands-on. It's not like, okay, mom and dad are going to take care of this livestock for me. They know what to do, they know when to do it, and how to do it.
Tweet encourages other students who want to get into the livestock industry to apply.
It's very good to apply for it, and maybe you don't have the money at the moment, but then Farmers Union gives you a really good opportunity to get one, even if you don't have the money.
You can find more information on the Herd Builders program on the South Dakota Farmers Union website. Ahead on AgweekTV, an FFA chapter has an unusual fundraiser teaching about a Thanksgiving staple.
Dear Dave, thanks for the early order.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone. Cranberry welcomes you back for the 2nd annual Full Pod event. Join us with the Millennial Farmer, Brian of Brian's Farming Videos, Larson Farms, and Tony Fast at Fast Ag Montana.
Come see me, Tony Fast, in Fargo, North Dakota at the Cranberry's Full Pod event, November 30th. For details, go to cranberry.com/fullpod.
Don't miss Cranberry's Full Pod event, Thursday, November 30th at the Fargo Holiday Inn. Get your tickets today at cranberry.com/fullpod.
Some things in life are hard. That's why banking shouldn't be. Cornerstone Bank.
Hi, Bill Kelsey here, Geringhoff Territory Manager, covering northern Minnesota and the Dakotas. At Geringhoff, we offer a full line of the best harvest headers and residue management systems on the market. Contact me today to discuss your farm's needs. From there, I'll connect you with an authorized Geringhoff dealer.
AgWeek Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
Will the weather be favorable for Thanksgiving weekend? Here's our AgriWeather outlook.
New weather pattern setting up as we move past the Thanksgiving holiday and on into the start of December. It does look like a pattern that will not bring a lot of stormy weather to the middle of the country. Now, there will be storms around the periphery, but not so much in the middle. It looks relatively quiet. And there will be some cool air for the season, but since most of the northern plains upper Midwest is now without snow on the ground, it's more chilly than it is cold, and that may not even have some staying power, as in fact there is some evidence of some warm weather surging northward again once we get into December. A little different kind of warm air than what we had back in earlier in the fall, but still. Frigid weather, sub-zero temperatures have encamped up around the area around Hudson Bay. A lot of freezing weather is now covering the Rockies, most of Canada, the northern plains and Great Lakes, and northern New England. Cool weather is worked down to the jet stream about, and the only warm temperatures, the 70s, the 80s, and stray 90s are on the southern part of all this. As we go through this first week after the Thanksgiving holiday, I think the real frigid weather, the sub-zero weather, that's going to expand. Cold temperatures will really move in force in the northeastern states and the Great Lakes. We'll start getting modest temperature relief up into the western part of the plains, but not the Rockies, and there'll be some warm weather in California. As the jet stream shifts, becomes a little more zonal, there actually will be toward the end of the week a push of cooler weather into the south and some cold weather covering much of the eastern edge of the Midwest and the Great Lakes. Again, some temperature relief in the central plains, and the frigid weather will persist, I believe, up around Hudson Bay and even begin to expand back to the west a little bit. As we get on into that first full week of December, we'll see more cold weather in the western part of the continent, on the eastern part of Canada, and I think with a little bit of ridging in the middle, we may actually see the cold weather retreat and get into some milder weather into the northern plains region. But we're not going to see a lot of heat in this pattern, a little too much general west to east flow. Now, as far as precipitation goes, as we go through the first week here after Thanksgiving, a lot of dry weather for the northern plains region. Pretty good snows coming down into the mountains that will try to spread out a little bit into the high plains. There may be some spots of light precipitation a little bit south of this. And I look for at least one nor'easter type storm, probably not a super heavy one, but there will be some precipitation, rain in the south, transitioning into cold into the northern areas, and probably some temporary transition in the northeast. The second week in early December looks relatively dry across the north, but as is typical in El Nino Decembers, we're starting to see some rainier precipitation becoming steadier across the southern part of the states.
Risk management is not just for the grains. Livestock producers, did you know you too can protect the price for your production? Livestock Risk Protection, or LRP for short, is a great tool to help you protect the price of your calves. Cattle producers can also protect their pasture and hayland from lack of rainfall with Pasture Rangeland Forage, or PRF insurance. This is a very affordable way to help producers in times of below average rainfall. Call the risk management specialist, Martinson Ag Risk Management.
Getting down to business on the farm means hitting the office early, making sure your team's ready to go, getting updates from the field, and talking with your management team. At Bremer Bank, we understand the business of farming and how to protect and grow your operation, so you can be sure your present and your future are in good hands.
There's no easy button. No guarantees or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
The story of a farm is the story of a family. From generations past to generations to come, families have raised their children and the crops that sustain our country on the same fields. Today, with a better nitrogen, farm farmers can continue to take care of what matters most: the land they work and the people they do it with.
It's cranberry season, but how much do you know about the bright red berry that graces holiday tables? As Mickle Pates found, some ag students in Wisconsin raise money for their FFA chapter by teaching people about the state's popular crop.
Emily will learn how an FFA club in Wisconsin raises funds for scholarships while educating the country on cranberries, its great specialty crop.
People are just interested in learning more about cranberries because they're just such a unique crop.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Splash Red Cranberry Tour.
Every year, ag students in Pittsville, Wisconsin show the public one of the crops their state is most known for, cranberries. The Splash of Red Cranberry Tours have been going for 22 years. Ag teacher Lindsay Meisner says her students teach the public about the unique way the berries are grown and gathered from bogs for the fresh market and for processing into juice and food ingredients.
They're dried, they're sorted so that there's no white berries that are possibly in any of those fresh fruit bags, and then they're packaged and usually they're in our local grocery stores within 24 to 48 hours.
There are fewer than 1,000 cranberry growers in North America. Wisconsin has the biggest production, growing more than half of the world's cranberries, bringing in $1 billion in revenue.
Cranberries in Wisconsin.
Pittsville senior Cody Miller enjoys leading the tours.
What surprised me is how much or how little people know about cranberries, and because for me it's an everyday thing. I just thought everybody knew everything or knew most things, but some people have no idea, and most people have no idea. So it's kind of cool that I know things that most people don't.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do and what they, it's just, we're just nosy, right?
Joan Seifert's family, past and current, have worked in the region's cranberry industry, but she hadn't gotten a personal look at the marshes since she'd grown up. Now, in retirement, she and her husband thought the tour would be fun and educational.
And how it's processed is now from fresh cranberries to flash frozen and what we see in the stores. It's just going to be an interesting, evolution of the product from field to table.
In Pittsville, Wisconsin, this is Mickle Pates for Ag Week.
About 1,000 people went on the tour this year at $25 per person. Up next on AgweekTV, some women from the region hit a high note in a national contest.
A farmer's work is never done. You're not just planting a seed or harvesting a crop. You're growing a legacy. When you're up before dawn and out long past dusk, you need a banker who will work with your schedule, not the other way around. At Choice, we do banking differently, giving farmers like you time back to focus on what really matters. Choice Bank, top North Dakota ag bank for 10 years running, and always people first.
It was October 1st, 2009. We needed some machinery for the farm. We decided to see if we could become a dealer, and that's kind of grown into what it's been today.
We offer basically anything short line. Seed tenders, fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. We can really set ourselves apart by the knowledge we have in those things, by the amount of units we have on hand at all times.
I just have a passion for helping people, getting to know people. It just becomes a lot of fun.
Join Erickson Custom Operations for our fall producer meeting during the Northern Ag Expo, Tuesday, November 28th through Wednesday, November 29th at the Avalon Event Center. We reserved a hotel conference room at the Homewood Inn and Suites in North Fargo. We'll be having an open forum meeting for producers to attend and gain information on the 2023 trials, with discussions about new products coming in 2024. Meetings will be held Tuesday, November 28th from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. For more information, contact Erickson Custom Operations.
Attention farmers, increase your revenue and prevent compaction from squeezing your profits with PTG's Central Tire Inflation System, now offered at OK Tire and Service. All controlled from the tips of your fingers, ensuring increased yield and improved fuel economy by adjusting your tire pressure within minutes. You are ensuring the best performance from your tractor on the field and off the field, compatible with any radial tire. Call the OK Tire team today or visit oktireinc.com to learn more.
Hi, Bill Kelsey here, Geringhoff Territory Manager, covering northern Minnesota and the Dakotas. At Geringhoff, we offer a full line of the best harvest headers and residue management systems on the market. Contact me today to discuss your farm's needs. From there, I'll connect you with an authorized Geringhoff dealer.
Two women from our region are among 4 national finalists for the National Cattlemen's Beef Association's Anthem singing contest. This week, Anna Sponheim of Montana learned she is the winner and will be singing the national anthem at the NCBA convention in Orlando. Jenny Schlecht introduces us to her and finalist Brittany Price from North Dakota.
It makes me feel very, very proud to be from where I am.
Anna Sponheim grew up on a small multi-generational farm and ranch near Winifred, Montana.
And that just instilled a huge passion in me to advocate for agriculture as I learned throughout high school just how out of touch people are with where their food comes from.
Educating people about farming and food is part of her job at the Montana Beef Council. She says she loves advocating for the beef industry. She also has a lifelong passion for music, so this contest combines her love of both music and ag and allows her to show the public a different side of ranchers.
And you're picturing cowboy hat, the silk scarf. You're picturing him out, riding around on his horse every single day. But those producers are people too, and they have talents and they have skills outside of their trade.
Contest finalist Brittany Price also grew up on a family farm and ranch near McCluskey in western North Dakota.
I get my voice from my grandpa.
Brittany works for NDSU Extension at Oliver County. She says she loves to sing the national anthem any chance she gets. It's a great privilege to sing the national anthem.
It's everybody's anthem, and so it's an acknowledgement of the men and women that have sacrificed for us to keep our freedoms, and just it's a praise to our country.
This is Jenny Schlecht for AgWeek.
The other 2 finalists were Landry Jones of Weatherford, Oklahoma, and Shirley Matlock of Greenfield, Indiana. Bull sale season is right around the corner, and this year, AgWeek is showcasing the genetics the region has to offer and much more in our AgWeek Bull Sale Guide. The guide features beef cattle health and nutrition information, along with ag industry news and education. The AgWeek Bull Sale Guide will be distributed to more than 50,000 beef producers across 7 states, making it a premier advertising opportunity to grow your ag business. The AgWeek Bull Sale Guide will get your business in front of a targeted audience in the months to come. Book your ad by December 13th to be included in this January publication. We appreciate you watching AgweekTV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep up on all your ag news. Have a wonderful week, everyone.